This is going to be about why I off-grid. But must be some reason for it. Why? What? This is going to be about why I off-grid. Howdy everybody. Desert Horizons here. AZ off-grid, unplugged the trailer. We're gonna get started on the cabin here pretty soon. I know I keep saying that, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And this is going to be about why I off-grid. Not necessarily why I chose this particular place, but why I'm living off-grid. I was born in 1958. My parents, it was either that year or the next year or maybe a year after that, they bought an old farmhouse up in north central Minnesota that was a mile off of a side road. It was not a major road, but it was paved. It was a mile off of that road down an old logging trail, 2-track logging trail, much like my driveway is here, if you've seen that. And that's the way the road was. But that was all, I mean, we're up in Minnesota, so there's lots of trees, and I don't know what kind of trees they are, but lots of them that scratch the hell out of your vehicle. Dads used to hate going up there because of that, but he'd still go up there. Yeah, they bought this old farmhouse a mile off the road, no electricity, no running water, no plumbing, no heat, no nothing. It didn't have anything inside of it. It was a 2-story farmhouse, basically, that had been abandoned for so long. That's one of those things with the boards had turned gray. The paint had all worn off of it and the boards had turned gray. So they put in a wood-burning stove, and that heated that place beautifully. And they got lots of good stuff up there, friends and family, and wherever they got furniture and beds, and I mean they had that place set up nice. I loved going up there. We'd go up there as often as we could, every winter, every summer almost. There was times that we'd have to park out on the road or at the neighbors, which was over a mile away straight, to ride the snowmobiles into the farmhouse because you couldn't get through. There was no plowing on that road, guaranteed. But yeah, I just loved it. It was like there was no. Of course, we didn't even have electricity of any sort then. I mean, there was no solar panels, there was no nothing when we were going up there. So you had battery radios, and that was it. No cell phones. I mean, we were just boom out there in the middle of nowhere, 80 acres, surrounded by an army fort. But what started me thinking about this was, I think it was about 1988. I was four-wheeling in the canyon lands of Utah, stupidly, all alone. And I'd gotten down this one real bad four-wheel drive trail and gotten down to the bottom of the hill and found out my four-wheel drive wasn't working. So I had to try and figure out another way out. I found it. It was going down Poison Spring Canyon. I was on Hatch Canyon side of Dirty Devil River, crossed the Dirty Devil River, and tried to go up the Poison Spring Canyon road to get to the highway. Now, because the four-wheel drive wasn't working, I got stuck a few times. Well, one time I got stuck. I was real close to this, like a nice little oasis, about 30 or 40 feet up above where the riverbank was, because you could see that there was flooding down there occasionally, you know. But there was this nice, big cottonwood trees, lots of green grass. It was up high enough so you didn't have to worry about flooding or anything like that. And I saw that as I was hiking out, because I'd gotten stuck. I had to walk out to the highway to get help to tow me out. And it was a 13-mile hike. So, but about a half mile past this Oasis part that I saw, up against the side of the canyon walls was a bunch of bricks piled up around. It looked like an old Indian granary, but there was a pipe coming out of it and water was trickling out. Excellent, excellent water. I found the guy who put that there about 40 years earlier. He walked up and grabbed a big mouthful of water out of it. Excellent water. So I thought, perfect, this would be beautiful. You know, drive down here, I got water, sunshine, everything else. What else could you want? Well, I went back there in 2014, drove down Poison Spring Canyon. I could not find that Well, to save my life, I drove past where the Oasis was because I couldn't see it. So much growth down there, so many flooding, and I could not find the well anywhere. It looked like it had been washed out or covered up with so much trees and growth and stuff that couldn't find it. And then I was looking on YouTube for all videos about that area. It's like too many people go up and down that thing to really have a nice, peaceful, quiet, off-grid existence there. So that was when I started looking around for property in Arizona, southern Arizona preferably. I love the warmth, and came across this place. I could not turn it down. So now we're just in the process of getting the cabin built. I mean, I'm basically retired now. Just got to work on getting her retired, and we're done. Here's some video of the farmhouse when we got it and fixing it up. Enjoy. Okay, my introduction to off-grid living without electricity or all that was in this house here. My parents bought it when I was 2 years old. No electricity, no running water, no plumbing, no nothing. Didn't even have running, like I said, no running water. So there we were I wasn't, but they were putting in a well, pounding it, I guess. They only had to go down about 20 feet and they got really good water. But like I said, it was an abandoned house. They had no windows, no heat, no plumbing, no nothing. They bought the farmhouse, and 80 acres for $350 in either 1959 or 1960. Problem was it was up in middle northern Minnesota. But that was my introduction to living off grid. We'd go up there every summer, every winter. I loved it up there. It was 120 miles north of Minneapolis and 1 mile off the main road through an old logging road to get back to it. That would scratch the hell out of any car that went back there. But they spent the first year, I guess, painting it, fixing it up, all that stuff. Had all, so that was probably 1961, 62. I don't know how long it took them to get it to this point. But after it's all painted and all fixed, that was probably the year we sold it, in 1977. So we had it until I was 19 years old. And I'd go up there all the time. And I always thought, oh my God, 2-hour drive is so far. But here it is after it's in 2008, actually, after we sold it. But look at that. The pump is still there, right in the center of the picture.